Okay, so we're going to use LawDroid to generate an auto dialogue system that a pro se plaintiff in a personal injury car accident lawsuit can use to automatically generate an Oklahoma petition and a first set of discovery requests. So first we're going to log in the LawDroid, auto-populated, log in. Then for support, you're going to want to go to here to support under the account, my account tab. If you try to get at it other places, it will not be there. So if you're looking for support videos, this is where to find them. Okay, you click launch, and now we're in the LawDroid bot builder thing. These buttons over here on the left, they're not very descriptive. So if you scroll down here and hit this button, now at least we got a little bit of description going on. Okay, so we're going to build a document automation bot. And ours is called Petition Bot. We already built it. So it comes with a default setup that has most of this kind of setup for generating a term sheet. So you can use that and build on it to make really anything. It's already kind of done for you for the most part. But the first thing you put in is like the welcome message, which is, we have it under here. You can't drag, don't drag. So anyway, here's the first message that it puts up. It's like, if you need help making a petition and discovery requests, then you can use this tool. And it tells like some limitations. This tool is only intended to be used for car accident cases that cause personal injury to yourself and no one else. You could really extend this with all sorts of program logic, but for a pro se plaintiff, I think it probably is best to limit our scope quite severely. And then it lets them decide whether they're going to click here, continue. This is a little button that they're going to be able to click that says continue to go to the next step. So here you got this green arrow, and that tells us where they go if they click continue. So if you click that play button, see that you can use this tool if, and then here's our limitations that we put to limit our scope of what we're going to be able to use this tool for. And then they can say yes, they meet those requirements, or no, they don't. If they say no, it just kicks them out. If they say yes, it goes to the next step. Okay. Then it does have a disclaimer feature here. I don't know what legal effect saying that you're not giving legal advice has. Maybe I have not researched that. And then it'll take you to the interview questions. So here's the first question it'll ask you is, what's your first and last name? And then it'll save that to an attribute. Attributes are what LawDroid calls variables. So this creates a variable called plaintiff name, and it will save the answer that the person gives to that attribute plaintiff name. And next we've got, what date was your car accident? And here you see we have a validation type, which is date. So when the user is answering that question, if they enter something other than a date, it'll just repeat the question and say, hey, I need this formatted in this format. And it automatically knows what sort of formats will work, and it will tell the user what format to enter. So then we got, who hit you, what kind of car do you drive, what county was it, damages, and all the questions that we're going to use to populate our stuff. And then it's going to give a confirmation of every single variable that we set, or every attribute that we set. And if you want to reorder them, you click over here and you can drag them up and down. This button here is the copy button, and it'll add an identical copy of this little element all the way at the bottom, so it would come last. Okay, so you've asked a bunch of questions and you've set all these variables or attributes to whatever the user input, and now you want to add that to your document. You want to dynamically change your template document to include all this information. So you select your template, and ours should be working 3. See, there was a little bit of trial and error process going on. And the output, you can select Microsoft Word or PDF document. and then there's an option for mail delivery. So where did it find should be working 3? Well, it found it over here in the integrations tab. So you go to document templates, and it's loading. It's trying. It's thinking.
Well, we have.
Let's try that again. Document templates. There we go. We got should be working 3, and we see that we've uploaded a Word document here that was automationproject.docx. Where did that come from? That came from a Word document that we made, and I'll show you that in just a second. So that came from this Word document right here. And it's just like where you would have a template as a lawyer to, just Control F and find and replace. Where all those fields are, you just replace them with your attribute name or your variable name in curly braces. And it will match the font of whatever it is in this document. So you just put them in and save it, upload it, and you're good. Okay, so now you have created your whole program. Presumably you're going to want to test it out before you even use it. So here's Petition Bot. This little play button will let you test it out. You can hit restart down here. So here's what it'll look like. I'm not going to run through it because I'm going to run through it on our website. So you'll see it in a second anyway. Now to put it on your website, you go here and there's an embed code. I find it works better with the iframe code because it means that you can drag that window and make it bigger. Otherwise it kind of chops text. Over here somewhere, where is it? Is it here? Where is it? There's a way to change what he calls himself. Or what's that? Speech. No. Speech. There we go. So down here, this is what it'll show before the user has even clicked. So you can change the prompt message here. So anyway, you go here and you get your embed code, and then this is what you're going to paste into Wix. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the widget working on our website. So we've got it on our contact page. Here we got Johnny, the complaint creator. And he's our own personal Johnny Cochran. Gives them a little message about what it's for. They're interested, they click continue. Here's whether they can use the tool. Yes, we meet the requirements. All right, Nick Rupert, boom. We did this in Jaffneb of the 9th, 2340. Well, it doesn't like that. We'll put it in a real video. All right, Jake Camelson hit me. Obviously, I drive a Mazda Miata in Oklahoma. Boom. And I live in Cleveland County. Boom. Save. Download. Boom, we got a petition. We got Jake Camelson. We got Nick Rupert, Jake Camelson. Boom. We're good to go.
All right, everybody, this is Connor Clark here at Shapiro Cochran. So just to kind of recap what we did here on LawDroid. So we did just a run-of-the-mill car crash personal injury case. The documents that we included, because Oklahoma allows you to serve your petition with discovery requests, we just gave what we call a litigation package, where you have your petition and then you have your request for production and your interrogatories. So we thought that would be a great way for a pro se litigant to really get the ball rolling in their case. for the responsibilities for each of us at our firm, we all kind of did our own little thing with regards to our assignment, but we did a really good job of kind of all coming together, locking in, and doing everything as one. We like for example, I found our forms, and Travis, Luke, and Nick all kind of worked on the bot itself in LawDroid. So we all kind of had our own little roles, but we all kind of hunkered down and did this all together. Um, the setup at LawDroid was it's kind of interesting. LawDroid, I would say, is very simplistic when you look at it, and it's a very simple process once you kind of get the ball rolling. But it was a little hard to get going at the start. There were features that were kind of hidden, and there were components of the website that were very difficult to find at the start. And had we known that, it just would have, it probably would have just made the process a little bit easier. There was training available for this stuff. It was hidden though. But once we kind of got the ball rolling, we hit our stride. It took a lot shorter than what I thought it would be. The features that I like the most, our project was relatively simple because there was a format or a template that they already had kind of established on there, and we just kind of piggybacked off that, and it really expedited the process really well for us. I did enjoy there's a feature that they had in LawDroid, the play feature, which lets you see the bot work while you're working on the bot, and that made it very easy to see how the process was going. Some improvements I think LawDroid could make would be a little bit more hardcore on instruction, like how-to videos about how to use the product rather than kind of just throwing you in the deep end. And granted, we had a little bit different of experience because, we had the LawDroid rep teach us how to do it from the start. I think if someone were in a situation where they didn't have that resource available, they'd be a little bit more lost than we were, but that's okay. Our overall impression was that it's good for what it's for, but we probably wouldn't use this in our actual practice. I think we fairly rated at about a 5 out of 10. There's a lot of work they have to put at the beginning for the project, but we could see how it pays off dividends if you were to put that effort in. But for us, our run-of-the-mill car case, we thought it did a good job. My overall, or I guess our overall experience for our firm with this assignment was tedious, but we were impressed with what it did for what we wanted it to do. It handled our run-of-the-mill car case just fine, and because the bot basically acts as an intake for these run-of-the-mill car cases, we thought it would do a great job for the pro se litigant in setting up their litigation package. We didn't really have any issues with working as a group outside of just finding a time in our schedule for this, but for the most part, I would say my group just so happens to be a group of friends, and we're all pretty even keel about setting up a time to work, and we just got together and hunkered down and hammered this out. I guess the only thing we really need to do better is just finding a time, but that's not obviously you work with what you can with finals coming around, and everyone has their own busy schedules. Some pain points for this, once again, it's the schedule. We just have struggled kind of figuring out a good time for this, but we eventually figured out what we needed to do. For what we wanted to brag about, I guess, for this project was just we think we created a bot that did exactly what we needed it to do. It does the run-of-the-mill car crash case effectively, and we think that this service could be extremely beneficial for the pro se litigant, and we all played a substantial part in creating this. I don't think anyone in our group would say someone didn't, contribute their fair share to this project. That being said, thank you for watching this video, and we hope to have your business at Shapiro Cochran. Thank you.